Hi, people of YouTube. Welcome to a video. Today has been really good. I've been enjoying today. So today, guys, the session dragged on, but it was okay. I enjoyed it, I don't think Derek and Mender were feeling it today, but, we all get off days, and especially if it's on a session and watching videos the whole time. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna take Puppy out and do my thing. That's in my big backyard. Because technically this is my backyard, so, yeah. But, session went well. We were watching, what's the difference between an apprenticeship and an internship. And that's what we were learning about today. And I was like, well, the difference between apprenticeship and internship is when you're an apprentice, you're under somebody's wing. But when you're an intern, you're still under somebody's wing, but you do it your own way. You're not being told how to do it a certain way. You're being kind of free about it. It's like there's a movie, I mentioned it, it's called The Internship. And I mentioned it to them on there. They work for Google. I mean, obviously, they're under Raj Chetty, whatever his last name is. They're under him, and they're doing stuff, but they're doing it their own way. They're not going by the books about how to do it. It's like with these sessions, people have been expressing their past life experiences with stuff like working with little kids, and it's like this girl, she did 200 hours of basically just, hours with little kids, and it's like, wow. And her name's Jenna, and and then there's some kids on the session that are like, oh yeah, well, my mom and dad want me to do this. And Derek was, putting them to the side and was like, well, I know that your mom and dad want you to do this, but what do you want to do with your life? Because, it's good to get inspiration and advice from your parents, but, it's not their life, it's yours, and you should do willingly what you want to do with it. Whether it be a doctor. My friend Matthew, for example, he wants to be a nurse, right? And what he's gonna do is go to hospitals and ask nurses, what's it like being a nurse, and talk to people that have had experience being a nurse, and that's another thing we've been talking about. It just popped in to the mind of Devin, which is changing careers, and that's always optional. If you feel like you want to change your career, you should, because it's important to know that you're happy with a career instead of just blindingly going through it, blanking it day in and day out, and just doing any old thing, It's all about all this stuff. And you know what I found out about photography today? I found out photographers can make up to, get this, around 65 grand. Get that. That's insane. Now some, I think when you're starting off, you could get from like, I think it said, there was like a number, I can't remember the number. Let's just say this. Like, my thing, for example, we can make anything from like 550 to like 44,000, 44K. That's a lot. And putting it in that perspective, it wants me to do it more because of that reason. And I don't want to think that money is an issue, because I don't think it is. It's just you have to be smart with money when it comes to stuff. Whether you have a mortgage or have a house of your own that you're renting, or an apartment that you're renting, or anything like that. And also, we were talking about slipping through the cracks. Like, we don't want to do that. Get behind them bills and slack in your job department. So, if there's a job that you don't particularly like and you don't want to get up every day for it, then don't do it. Because why do something just to benefit you? That's not a life, man. Like, it's not. Do something that not only benefits you, but inspires you to do greater things. Derek and Amanda were telling us, get your feet wet, get your hands dirty. Find something that you like, and if you don't like it, heck with it. Find something that you could do and you enjoy until you find that joy of said job. It's like photography. I was telling Derek about angles and different ways of doing things with photographs. You gotta just look in a different light. Open your peepers up to new light. So if there's something that someone hasn't done yet, do something about it. Always something different to do every day. It's like Derek was also saying as well. Things are not boring, just boring people. And my mom's grandfather used to tell my mom that all the time. She said, it's not boring, there's just boring people. Let's be honest, it's like Derek was telling us. He said, when he was younger, he said, oh, West Virginia is really boring. Then he moved to, like, I don't know, Oklahoma or something. He said, or something like that. Whatever state. And he was like, man, I'm bored here too. And he said, no, I was being a boring person. That's why I didn't like West Virginia. It's because I was being a boring person. So, it all comes down to if you're the boring person or you're the fun, intriguing, thrill-soothing person. Like you're a person that runs off of thrill. Like, have thrill and have just an open spirit about stuff. So that's what it all comes down to, if you have an open spirit or not. But anyway, this video's been dragging on for an ever such a long time, so I'm gonna end off here. I only got 3 more days of this session stuff, and I'm done. So that's always good when something ends, but also sad too. But and you know, when something ends, it's never really the end. It's always a beginning of a new page in a book, because it's how you write the book. You know, whether using, now this is old-timey, alright? Whether you're using a quill, which is a feather, you know, with ink and a feather, or you're using an actual pencil, or whether you're using an actual pen. It doesn't matter which utensil that you write with, but it's how you write the pages. What do you want filled in the pages? That's the question. If you want more inspiration, listen to TED Talks. I know I hear people judging TED Talks all the time. Oh, they suck. No, they don't suck. They're just giving advice from experience, and that's all it is. It's all about advice, and it's whether you take the advice or not. Because I can assure each person that watches TED Talks, at least over 50% of them don't care, right? They're like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Just a random dude talking. Who cares? He's just talking about his stuff. Who cares about that? It's not just his stuff, it's his knowledge based on actual physical evidence. It's like this guy, he was doing psychology, and you talk about on TED Talk, on a video, on YouTube. And he was like, no, this is not me. So he switched it. And you're allowed to do that. There's so many options out there to look into. You know, sometimes I question myself, you know, do I really want to be a photographer? Do I really want to be a teacher? Now I'm actually talking about being a teaching assistant. And I can't do it under the wing of Miss Garvin anymore because I'm not in high school. But now I can probably either do it under the wing of either Derek, Amanda, or both. Amanda, what the heck? Yeah, it's early, guys, so I'm sorry. Or Amanda, or both, you know? You know, it's just all down to the individual and the words that they put into people's mouths and stuff. It all comes down to that. So be thinking of that. Be thinking, hey, why not do such and such? Or this current situation that I am stepping foot upon. Just don't let words go in one ear and come out the other. Trust me, I know from experience, because that annoy us tend for us to do that. You know, information goes through one part of our ear, goes around our brain, and then out the other ear. It's common mathematics and science. Not just picking, but I'm serious. Like it does. So, just enjoy careers. Just do it. Like, if you find something in a career that makes you want to get your head off that pillow and say, yes, I want to do this every single day of my life. The time I take a deep breath from waking up from my bed to the time I lay my head down on that pillow, I want to do this. And you know something, actually, whenever I do pictures, I feel a very warm, fuzzy feeling inside. And you know what that means? It means that I think it's my calling. Because if you ever get this feeling, guys, if you ever get a fuzzy feeling, you know, you get butterflies in your chest, then that means that, from what I'm hearing, it's your calling. Your heart is letting your brain know, it's letting off a signal that, hey, maybe you need to look into this. Go deeper into the water with it. Because, come to find out, if you have a feeling, like 99.8% of the time, you'll find that you enjoy it, you know? And Derek was like, don't just look at, oh, let me enjoy this, but also, does it pay well? Can this put food on my plate every day? Can this put a roof over the head that is on top of my shoulders, you know? Like, can it do that? You know? These are all questions that we should be asking ourselves. Now, some people are completely blessed. They don't have to worry about money. Probably in their couch cushions, they probably got wads of hundreds. And they don't have to worry about a single dime being lost. But a lot of people, regular Joes like you and I, we don't have that option. We have to pursue a career and try to find something that we enjoy, but not also what we enjoy, but that can pay for the leak in our bathroom, or the 24 cases of water in our living room. Like, we have to ask ourselves that. It's just life, and it's like today. You know, some days we might not be feeling it. We're not feeling, oh yeah, well, this is my day, you know. We're going to accomplish so much today. I know there's going to be off days. There's going to be off the set days. And that's common for most people, because who's happy 100% of the time? I don't know many people like that. And even if they are on camera, they're probably not off camera. They probably get frustrated and stuff like that. They make it look like that they're happy all the time, but when that button goes off, that either that phone or that camera, cogs of gears and switches turn and flip. They just can go askew sometimes and go left or right. And it's whether or not if we keep the switch in the middle or we let it go left and right, because there's always choice when it comes to our switches and our cogs and gears. We can always change that, whether people want to admit it or not, that we can change how our cogs and gears and switches flip and turn. Put some, WD-40 on it, or, metaphorically, I mean, not literally, but, or put some grease on it. Make it turn again. Make it to where it is accessible and moving, So just always remember that you gotta let your gears turn. And it's whether or not you choose for them to turn either left or right, flip left or right, or just stay in the middle somewhere, or be at the top or be at the bottom. So that's all I gotta say for today's session. Equivalent of like a class, I guess you could say, type of video. It's not what all people expect. For videos, people expect, we want something fun and something exhilarating to make our feet move, or do a little bit of both of this, make our feet and arms move, or, make our lips move because we want to sing a tune, it's all about just looking at things, guys. And I get a lot of, I don't really mention this, but I get a lot of inspiration from Derek and Amanda, and they've been, hosts for my life. They've just been teaching me a lot about not just life, but careers, how I, communicate, whether it's nonverbal or verbal. How I how to dress, even how to keep contact with each other's eyes, have eye contact. How to listen and respect other people's thoughts, ideas, and opinions, even though it's not our own opinion, thought, or idea. I listen to Zion, I listen to Jenna, I listen to Tiffany, I listen to Costella, I listen to Derek, I listen to Amanda, I listen to all these people on the session. So if they say something, this is why it's noteworthy, because I take notes on it. I'm like, hey, I could use this for when I'm maybe a teaching assistant, or I don't know. Who knows what life holds? Maybe a public speaker. Who knows, like, what I can end up doing, because there's so much to just escape to. Whether it be career-like or Joe average things. So I'm gonna say something fun. There's an app. I was gonna say it yesterday on the second round, but there's an app. It's like TikTok, and Jax, aka Jackson, was telling me about this app that's like TikTok, but it's called Likey. I'll say that again. It's called Likey. I don't know how it's spelled. I don't know if it's spelled like with an I-E or a Y, but I just know that it's spelled, I think, how it sounds. I think it's spelled like that. I think. I don't know if there's some little hyphen or something that I don't know about. But yeah, not really sure what's the difference, but maybe the logo and how they brand themselves, I don't know. Maybe that's what's different. Or like maybe it's like, instead of it like being like the new version of Vine, maybe it's not like supposed to be for like a funny thing. Maybe it's like for jobs or something. I don't know. I have to look into it, and if I find out about the app, I'll probably make a video next loop. But yeah, I'll just do that. Well, anyway, until next loop, I hope you enjoyed this video. And just have a good warm rest of your day, because it is warm. So enjoy the warm. I'll catch you later. Creep that out.